a bustling port with dark, deafening waves beating against the silhouette of a colossal ship, sound of loud wind and creaking metal. November 29th, 1996. The Great Lakes become the lifeblood of the industry, a tale of freshwater ocean, the Lake Huron, which is known for its unpredictable ferocity. The Daniel J. Morrell, a behemoth of steel sliced through the churning water, carrying away a crew of 29 souls. Dennis Hale, a wide-eyed watchman, settled into his bunk for the night. Little did he know, this would be his last night aboard the Morrell. Then, a strong storm as a deadly nightmare slammed into the ship. The Daniel J. Morrell, once a great symbol of industrial power, then became a tiny creature. After this deadly nightmare, Dennis awoke to the worst reality. The Morrell was no more. The ship was swallowed by the unforgiving depths. He, the sole survivor, clung to a life raft, a speck drift in a vast, unforgiving sea. 38 distressing hours. His hope dwindled with each passing wave. Then, a miracle happened. A Coast Guard helicopter came as a life-savior angel who pulled Dennis, against all odds, and was pulled from the icy grip of death. The Morrell became a ghostly legend, a tomb for 28 souls. Dennis, the lone survivor, carried the weight of the tragedy. But his story is one of resilience, a testament to the human spirit's will to survive. In an interview with National Public Radio, Hale said, "You could see sparks. You could hear it ripping, real slow like a piece of paper. The noise was just unbelievable." Daniel J. Morrell crashed into two pieces and sank in the icy waters 18 miles north of the tip of the thumb, claiming the lives of 28 of the 29 crewmen on board. The sole survivor, watchman Dennis Hale, only survived and was rescued near Huron City. Hale fought for his survival, along with 3 other brave sailors managing to climb into a lifeboat. He prayed for death as he watched his fellow crewmen succumb to the elements. Hale was then taken to the Harbor Beach Hospital, where he was given the last rites by a priest. His condition stabilized, and he would share his story various times over the next decades. Hale said he prayed for the death as the punishing elements brutalized him and were so painful. Over 38 hours after Hale had made it into the safety of the lifeboat, his 3 crewmates passed away, one by one, as the freezing water and bone-chilling wind took their toll. Hale would later credit his lack of clothing which saved his life, as the clothes worn by his mates became encrusted with ice. It took years to regain the feeling in his hands and feet. He endured more than a dozen surgeries over the years. "It wasn't a pleasant moment from the time the alarm sounded to the time I was picked up, but the worst thing were those waves," Hale told the News Tribune in a 2002 interview. "It was dark. They seemed to carry us forever. We could never catch our breath. And then the winds hit us and it felt like your skin was being peeled off. It was horrible." You have no idea how emotional it was. Soon after, the Townsend was deemed unseaworthy after a crack was discovered in its hull, likely caused by the same defect that doomed the Daniel J. Morrell. The Townsend would sink a few years later in the Atlantic Ocean as it was being towed to its new owner, a scrapyard in Spain. The Morrell presently rests in about 165 feet depths of water, almost 30 miles off the northeast shore of Harbor Beach. Shipwreck hunters found the pieces of the freighter in 1979 sitting upright on the lake floor around 5 miles apart. Clocks found in both halves of the ship show the stern sank 3 hours after the bow slipped under the waters of the lake. The cold depths of the Huron hold the mysteries of the Daniel J. Morrell. This seemingly invincible ship met its demise in a brutal storm. The Coast Guard blamed the ship's age and the brill hull for causing the issue. But was it that simple? John DeBeck, the maritime investigator, didn't get convinced by the logic. "Brittle steel theory just doesn't hold water," he declared. DeBeck assembled a team to further investigate the case. They spent many years going through all the records and deeply examining the cause of the entire wreckage. What they concluded was shocking. Who's the culprit behind all this? Well, not the ship itself, but a mere decision by a human. Yes, Debec unleashed evidence that the hatches, which were supposed to be protected during storms, were left open. The waves, crashing from side to side, actually bent the clamps holding the hatches down. Resultantly, water flooded the compartments, wrecking the ship. Here the question arises as to why they let those hatches open. Well, Debec suggested that some captains skip this important safety step when carrying empty cargo. This caused a deadly consequence, which is a simple oversight. The mystery of J. Morrell may be solved, however. The tragedy serves as a chilling reminder that nature is unforgiving, so don't forget to follow safety protocols before dealing with nature, especially the sea. The Morrell became a ghostly legend, a tomb that buried 28 souls. Dennis, forever marked by the tragedy, carried their memory. But was he truly alone on that life raft? Some reports show some whispers of strange lights in the distance during the storm, lights that vanished before the Coast Guard arrived. Could there be more hidden things to this story? Did something else lurk in this storm's fury? Dive deeper into the mystery of the Daniel J. Morrell. We will be exploring more eyewitness accounts and Coast Guard reports, and even delve into the realm of the unexplained in upcoming videos. Share in the comment section below what you think and tell us what questions you have about Morrell's fate. Do you think Dennis is truly the sole survivor, or is there something more sinister in this story? The mystery awaits.